Cruises here in Red Deer. I am lucky enough to be able to be an owner of this business. With me on the screen, I have some of our amazing team members. I have Craig there. I have Miss Janice. I have Chris, who's off screen. I have Betty, who's off screen. Tina, I think, is busy getting somebody booked for next year. So we will give her that time to get that booked. And I'm sure that she's listening to us. And of course, the one that makes sure that any issues that come up. Oh, and Ed, sorry, Ed, just about forgot you were in the dark. So I just about forgot you. He's one of our newest team members. We're excited to have him on board. And of course, I think you all know Miss Jordana that keeps us running on the straight and narrow and me focused most of the time. So we are super excited. We've had a series of these virtual events, and we're very fortunate that we can offer them, and we're very fortunate we have such amazing travel partners that give freely their time away from their families to spend an hour with us and let us know what is new in the industry, what's new with them, some exciting itineraries. We're definitely looking towards the future here, and that's what most of all of our events going forward will be, is on the future and what that looks like for travel, as we can hardly all wait to get back on one of these amazing ships. So I am very thrilled to introduce to everyone our very good friend, our huge supporter, makes this tough business much easier with the support that we have from our cruise partners. And she's coming away from all the way from Vancouver, as I would have known said. So much quicker way for you to get here. So welcome, Fatima, with Norwegian.
No, thank you very much. Thank you for having me tonight. Nice to see you all virtually. So yeah, no, I'm excited to be here and excited to have our chat tonight.
Yeah, so I'm excited to find out, what's new in the region, and something could go through us some cool itineraries and everything else like that. You might just have a little surprise for us at the end with something. So did you want to take it away? I could, yeah, maybe. If I could get everybody to mute.
And I will share my screen.
And if you could mute it, and then at the end, you can use the chat box and can ask questions at any time. Or at the end, as you all know, for those of you that have been with us for a while, will know that we will definitely open it up to questions and answering. So Fatima, are you able to take it away?
I am. I'm hoping that everybody can see my screen.
Well, we're seeing Zoom. I think you
can't see a beautiful ship.
No, you might have to get out of there, X out of your Zoom. Go over to the corner. There we go. There we go. Yay.
Oh, okay, so it's just a little delayed, actually. That's.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay.
So I'm gonna get started, and then like Susan said, we'll have questions and answers afterwards. So we're really excited. There's gonna be some announcements coming up shortly. So I'm gonna, first we're gonna get started with the health and safety, because that is what's on everybody's mind right now. So with what have we been doing for the last year? We've been really working on health and safety, a lot of upgrades on our ships. So you'll see a lot coming out in the next couple of weeks. But what are we doing? That's one question that we're getting a lot of questions about. So we're enhancing screening protocols. So that's one thing that we're doing. We're also increasing sanitation measures. So if anyone that has traveled on Norwegian, you know all about the washy-washies, singing along, spraying everybody's hands. So we are increasing our washy-washy and a lot more stations across around the ship. Also, all new air filtrations on all of our ships. So we're actually adding HEPA filters, and those are the filters that all the hospitals actually use. So we're adding those on all of the staterooms, and also our vacuums, so that when our staff is vacuuming all of the staterooms and all of the hallways It's grabbing everything and anything that it can. Social distancing, something that we're becoming professionals at the last year. So how are we going to be doing social distancing, especially on a big ship? We're going to have reduced capacity. That's what's going to be happening. And that's how we're going to be controlling social distancing. Also, all of our shows, all of our entertainment is going to be the same. So we'll still have our nightly entertainment. So we will have blocked off seats where you can sit, where you cannot sit. So that's how we're going to maintain the social distancing during our entertainment and nightly activities. Medical resources. So we're enhancing our medical resources. We are actually having one specific officer that's going to be only dealing with COVID-19. The other thing too that we will be having is COVID testing, of course, available on all of our ships. And then also we're going to have inside staterooms around the medical center so that if someone does need to quarantine, that is where you'll be going, And then of course, we're extending our ship to shore safety. So of course, any port that we stop at, they will also have the same safety protocols that we have on our ships. So a lot more to come when we announce our sail back to water, hopefully soon. So anyone that hasn't traveled on Norwegian, what makes us different from everybody else? You know, I actually worked in the all-inclusive market for 16 years. And that's one thing that really interested me with the Norwegian brand was because of the freestyle cruising. I don't like to be told what to do on my vacation. You know, we plan our vacations. We want to plan our vacations how we want them to and make memories how we want. So that's what comes to flexible experience, no assigned dining time. So we don't tell you what time to have your dinner at or your lunch. You can eat at your own schedule. Another one that I actually a year ago really enjoyed was the resort casual attire because you're in your suits all the time. But now that I've been in my sweatpants and my tights for the last year, I wish I could actually change that to more of a formal casual attire because I think we're going to all want to be dressing nicely for the next year when we get back onto the ships. But we do have resort casual attire. Also nightly entertainment. We have all different types of nightly entertainment for you. So if you're into comedy shows, or if you're into the big Broadway shows, or just even sitting at a bar and listening to a piano and or you know, someone singing, there's something for everyone to do whatever you like to do. The other thing too, our ships are all purposely built for freestyle cruising. So that's the nice thing about our ships. And you'll see on the next couple of slides how we do that. So here's our last three new ships that we've introduced the last couple of years, which is the Joy, the Bliss, and the Encore. The Encore was the last ship that we introduced, and that was November of 2019. What makes these ships a little bit different from all of our other ships? They are our bigger ships. As you can see, they have race cars. They have the big water slides. One of my favorite areas is the waterfront, which wraps around deck 8. And it's great. You can actually have a dinner out there. We have 4 specialty restaurants that offer dining outside, which is fantastic, especially because we've been indoors. And especially in the winter, you want to enjoy the most time that you can outdoors. And then, of course, just a picture of our nightly entertainment. This here is our Ocean Place 678, which I always say it is the heart of our ship, where all of the fun happens throughout the day. This yellow little door here that you can see, this is actually our comedy club, and it turns into our nightclub in the evening. And then here, of course, is the district, which is a picture of our brewery, which has about 20 plus different types of beers on tap, and then, of course, bottled beers. Entertainment. One thing that we're really known for is our entertainment. Here's a picture of the social comedy nightclub. So every night we have 2 comedy shows, normally at 7, and then which is family friendly, and then we have a 10 o'clock that is adults only comedy show, and then it turns into a nightclub. And every night we have different themes. So we'll have like the 80s night, we have the white party, then we'll have silent disco. So it's so yeah, so every night it's something different. This here is the 8-list bar. That's something we don't lack in is bars across the ship. So the 8-list bar is in between two of our specialty restaurants. So it's great. If your table is not ready, you can go and sit and have a drink. If your table is ready and you're still in the middle of your drink, you're able to just take your drink to your table when it's completely ready. Then we have the Viva Beach Club. So this is an adults only section of the ship. So if you just want some quiet away from families, this is a great option for you. One of my favorite spots is the Sugarcane Mojito Bar. This is located on deck 8, and you have access to inside the restaurant, inside the ship, and you also have access to it outside of the ship on the waterfront. So if you want to watch the sunset, it's where a lot of our guests tend to hang out in the evening, especially during sunset, or if we're leaving a port. And we have about 24 flavors of mojitos. Any flavor you think about, that is probably on the list. So lots of fantastic drinks there for you. And then of course our entertainment. So on those 3 ships, on the Bliss, we have the Jersey Boys. So the Jersey Boy is the main entertainment. We also have Footloose, which is on the Joy. And then one thing that we've introduced on 3 of those ships is the Cavern Club. So if you've actually been to Liverpool and you've been to the Cavern Club, and you actually come on our ships and get to experience it, you'll feel like you're actually in Liverpool. So the Beatles actually have a couple of shows every evening. They look like the Beatles and they sound like the Beatles. It is a great night, and it actually fills up every night because everybody wants to sing along with them. And like I mentioned a bit, we do have a lot of bars and lounges, which is great because there's something for everybody. And if you're traveling in a big group, like I said, everybody likes to do different things. So we give you that option. So here's just a couple of pictures. This is the Skyline bar. This is our observation lounge. So the observation lounge wraps around deck 15. And it is 180 degrees of beautiful views. As you can see, it's glass from like top to bottom. This area here is our buffet. So our buffet actually is not at the aft of the ship, it's at the front of the ship. So when you're actually sitting at our Garden Cafe buffet, you actually have the 180 views. If you're sailing, especially the through Alaska, when we're doing the glaciers, it's the best spot on the ship is our observation lounge. The other nice thing too with the observation lounge is we actually have, if you want like a light breakfast, a light lunch, a light dinner, you have the option there. So you can actually just go grab something light to eat, and then have a seat on any of the sectionals, any of the couches that we have around this area. We also have a bar located in the observation lounge and also a Starbucks. So again, it is a lot of that's normally where everybody tends to go is in our observation lounge area. And then another nice thing about us is our culinary. We, as some of you might not know, Oceania and Regent are our sister brands. So it's fantastic having them as our sister brand. Just one of the main reasons is our culinary experience. So we've learned a lot from them and they teach us a lot. So for free dining, we actually, on our bigger ships, we have 3 main dining rooms. So we have the large dining room. So if you have a large dining room, you know, sometimes we'll bring in music. Sometimes they'll actually bring entertainment into the main dining room. And that is the Manhattan room. And then of course, if you like more of the quaint restaurant feel, we have the Savor and the Taste. So these 3 are all considered our main dining room area. So same menus, and again, so if you like more of the smaller quaint, then you would choose the Savor and the Taste. If you like the bigger the bigger restaurant feel, then you would go to the Manhattan room. We also have our garden cafe, which is our buffet. It is an amazing buffet. One thing that is going to change with COVID, with the buffet, is we will actually have our staff serving you. For me, it's going to be the best because if I go to buffet, I fill up my plate. So it's going to be great for portion controls for me. And then we have our local. Our local is our 24/7 hour pub. This is actually one of the places, as soon as I get on the ship, I go straight to the local and I have my carrot cake and my wings. It's like the best carrot cake I've ever had. So it's a great, if you also like to sleep in and you miss breakfast at the buffet or at the main dining room, they actually serve breakfast until 11 o'clock in the morning, and it's all a la carte. Also, if you're out dancing all night and you know what, it's time to have another drink, or maybe, you know, a drink or some wings or a dessert before you go to bed, it's open 24/7. So you're able to go and grab something quick to eat before you head back to your stateroom to go to sleep. And then, of course, we have our specialty restaurants, lots of different types. We have our Cagney's, which is our steakhouse, La Cucina, the Italian, La Bistro, which is the French, and then, of course, Teppanyaki, which is one of the most popular ones, where you get the Japanese, you get the whole show where they cook in front of you, they turn eggs into snakes, they turn rice into parts. So it's a lot of fun, especially if you're with a big group. It's a fantastic evening with a lot of laughter and a lot of singing and amazing food. So a great option for you. And then, of course, we can't forget about us single travelers. That's one thing that Norwegian's done really well is our single studios. So with our single studios, we only have them on certain of our ships, and they are inside staterooms, but they do have the virtual screen. So let's say you're on the port side, what you would see on your TV screen is what's on the port side. I actually stayed in one of the single studios, and we were actually going San Francisco underneath the bridge. And it was just amazing. Everybody was standing outside at 6 in the morning, and I just watched it from my bed. It was fantastic. So you know what, it's, you know, you have a lot of closet space. Like I said, it's 100 square feet. You have your bathroom. Pretty much it's the space that you need. And it's the single supplement. So you're not paying that enormous large price if you were traveling with 2 people. The other nice thing about our studio lounge is you have access to an amazing lounge where you can see you have a wine bar, lots of refreshment, fruit, and also danishes. Also in the single studios lounge, you also have a meet and greet. So every day around 5 or 6, depending on what ship it is, they'll actually have a meet and greet. So if you actually want to meet other single travelers that you want to maybe go and see a show or go and have dinner, there's that option for you. It's not the bachelor or the bachelorette. We have all ages staying in this studios. So it's a great option for someone that's traveling alone. And only you have access to the studio lounge. So only your key will allow you in here. So if someone that's staying in a balcony suite that wants to go and hang out at the studio lounge, they're not able to. So it's, you know, it's great for someone that's traveling alone that wants to feel safe. It's a great option for you. We also have the Haven. So the Haven is, I always say it's a small ship in a big ship. So it's, you have your own courtyard, your own restaurant, lounge, and also your own observation lounge was just above the, on deck 16. So with the Haven, you have butler service, so 24-hour butler service, you have concierge, you have priority disembarkation, and then also you have concierge that they're able to make reservations for all the shows and all of the restaurants. We actually, who normally stays in the Haven, we see a lot of honeymoons, a lot of couples that are getting married on the ship. And so the rest of the family will stay on the other side of the ship, and they'll stay in the Haven. So it's yeah, it's a great option if you really want to get spoiled in the Haven. So next I'm going to show you a video, so just you get a little feel, and I hope it works. Because technology sometimes.
Pull back the shades on a blue sky sunny day. Watch all the worries of the world just sail away. An ocean, keep your heart wide open. I'm too busy feeling this free. Hey, 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 come on and celebrate. Hey, 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 it feels so good, go ahead. Hey, 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 don't let a moment slip away. Big time, so let's go. Let's go. Open your eyes and free your soul. You picked the perfect time, so let's go. Let's go. Taking a breeze with the magic kind of view. All that you need is right in front of you. So much to see, so much to do. I'm too busy feeling this free. Hey, 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 don't let a moment slip away. Hey, 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 it feels so good, go ahead and open your eyes and free your soul. You picked the perfect time, so let's go, let's go. Let's go.
I hope everyone is ready to go as I am.
Pull back.
So the next ship that I'm going to talk about is the Norwegian Spirit. Why am I talking about the Norwegian Spirit? She's actually one of our oldest ships, and she actually went through $1 billion dry dock last February before everything happened. She's more of our smaller size ship. I really like her. One thing that we've done a little bit different with the Spirit is we've actually removed all of the kids programs off the Spirit. So you'll actually see her doing more of the intense port itineraries like the Africa, the South Pacific, Bali. So she'll be doing a little bit of different types of itineraries. Just because we've removed the kids program doesn't mean we're not allowing children. So we do allow kids. There will be activities for the kids and families throughout the day. There just won't be the kids club, so our Splash Academy, our Entourage, that kind of stuff. So that's the only thing that changes from all of our other ships. So here's just a couple of pictures of all the upgrades that we've done. So this here is a picture of the Local, which is our 24-hour pub. And then this here is one of the specialty restaurants, the Cagney's. A couple of different things that we've also changed on her. We've upgraded the Sprinkler Lounge. So the Bliss Ultra Lounge. We've also have updated the Magnum Champagne Wine Bar. The Spice H2O, so that is one new area that we've added on to this ship. So where the kids water park used to be, that's where we've added the adults pool, and wait until you see a picture. It looks amazing. And also the Mandora Spa. And then also we've just also added the Pulse Fitness Center. And then here's a picture of the Cagney's Steakhouse. And then a better picture of the Local bar and grill. So I think we've done an amazing job. She actually looks like a mini Bliss or a mini Escape, one of our bigger ships. So this here is the Spice H2O, which is the adults pool area. It is amazing. We've done an amazing job with this area here. And now I'm just going to show you a little video so you have a better idea of what we've done with the ship. looks amazing. And this is one of the itineraries that she will actually be doing starting November of 2022, also May and October. So if you have Tahiti and the French Polynesian part of your bucket list, we have two different options for you. So the above one here is a five port. So you actually start in Papeti, Tahiti, and you do the round trip. You go to Bora Bora, get to spend 1 to 4 days in the French Polynesian, and then you finish off in Tahiti. What makes this one a little bit different is a 12-day, and this one starts in Tahiti, and you finish off in Hawaii. So it's you go to Bora Bora, and then you do Hilo, do Kauai, spend a day in Maui, and then you finish off in Honolulu. So we do have a couple of different options for the Spirit, if that is one ship that you've fallen in love with today. The next one too is our Pride of America. We are very, very lucky to have a US flagged ship. So she actually does the Hawaiian Islands. So she does every Saturday, she sails out of Honolulu and she goes around all of the Hawaiian Islands. One thing I really love about this itinerary, for someone that has never been to Hawaii and wants to find out what's their favorite Hawaiian island, this is a great option because you only pack once and you pretty much sail and you stop at every island. The nice thing too, another nice thing about this itinerary is you do have an overnight in Maui and another overnight in Kauai. Why I would choose this itinerary is I imagine myself sailing around the volcano. So the only two ways of seeing the volcano is by sea or flying. So our captain, 99% of the time, he will try and get as close as he can so you can take pictures of the volcano. So this is, like I said, it is a great itinerary. We also have cruise tours. So if you're wanting to go to Hawaii a couple of days before you actually board the ship, then we do also have that option that you can do a cruise tour prior to sailing off for the 7 days. And then of course, we have a lot of different itineraries like Susan had said. This one here is a very popular one for us. This one's a 19-day, it's a Mediterranean, Africa, Turkey, Egypt, Jordan, Israel, and you stop in Dubai. So you finish off in Dubai. This actually is, I'm gonna be honest, it's selling like hotcakes just because of the itinerary, starting off in Athens and then you finish off in Dubai. So what we're finding is a lot of guests, because we haven't been able to travel for the last 2 years, hitting off a lot of bucket list countries. So this is an amazing itinerary for that, because if you have the Mediterranean, Africa, Turkey, Egypt, Jordan, Israel, there you go. You've cleared out a couple of countries for your bucket list. Here's another one on the Spirit, which is a 13-day starting off in Sydney, Australia. And then you do, so you travel around Australia, Indonesia, you go to Bali, and then you also finish off in Bali. And this one's a 13-day on the Spirit. Another popular one for us is this one here. It is on the Sun, so our smaller ship. And it starts off in Tokyo. So you get to do Tokyo, Russia, and then you do Alaska, and then you finish off in Seattle. This itinerary here, we normally offer it in the spring and then of course in the fall. So at the end of the Alaska season, we tend to do this vice versa. So you actually start off in Seattle, sometimes actually in Vancouver, and then you finish off in Tokyo. Another great popular one is our Antarctica, South America round trip from Buenos Aires. This one here is on the Norwegian Star. It's a 14-day. And as you can see, we have a couple of options for you. So we have January and February of 2022. If that's too soon, then we have January and February of 2023. So this one actually starts off in Buenos Aires and it finishes in Buenos Aires. And as you can see, you go to Chile, Argentina, you do the Falkland Islands, and then you do Uruguay, and then you finish in Argentina. So again, another great itinerary with 7 ports of call. And then we have another one here, which is the South America, Santos and Buzios. And this one starts off in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. So this one's a quick one. It's a 7 days, but you still get 6 ports, which is fantastic. So you start off in Brazil and you finish off in Argentina. And then if you're looking for something a little bit longer because you're going far away, we have a 14-day South America, Argentina, and Chile. So this one here starts in Buenos Aires and you finish off in Chile. I really like the open jaws because I love to spend a couple of extra days prior to boarding the ship. So this here gives me the option of experiencing Buenos Aires for a couple of days, and then of course finishing off in Santiago and spending a couple of days there. So that's what I like, is I love the open jaws. This one here is a new one for us, and I'm actually really excited. I love Panama City. You know, my friends are always saying, Fatima, why do you just love Panama City? You know, it's flying into Panama City, if anyone hasn't flown into it, it's like flying into Manhattan, into New York. You have all the big high-rise buildings. I actually went a couple of times, and one of the last times I came, I'm a big shopper, I brought back a suitcase full of $1 sandals, like shoes, leather, and also purses. So if you love shopping like I do and you love your shoes and your purses, you need to plan Panama City. So with this cruise here, it actually starts in Panama City. So I always recommend spend a couple of days in Panama City exploring the city. It is a beautiful city. You stop off in Costa Rica, and then you do Aruba, Banar, and then you do Cartagena in Colombia, and then you finish off in Panama. We also have another itinerary similar to this one. It's a little bit longer because you start off in Panama, you do the full transit Panama Canal, and you finish off in New York. So we also do have that option if that's something that you're looking for, and a longer period of time. And then we can't forget about Europe. We have a lot of amazing Europe itineraries. Here's a couple that I wanted to introduce to you guys. We have the Italy, France, Spain, Portugal. Portugal is my, my background. So when I see Portugal in the itinerary, I get all excited. So this one actually starts off in London. You do Porto. If anyone likes their Porto wine, well, Porto, it has the best wine if you're a wine drinker. And then you finish off, you start off, and then you go to Lisbon, Spain. You go to Cartagena, Spain, so you get to see a lot of the Spain area, France, and then you do Italy, and you finish off in Rome. Again, another fantastic open jaw itinerary. Then just underneath that one, we have a 7-day Norwegian Jade, which is the Greek Isles, Santorini. One great thing that you'll notice with our itineraries is our times when we're at port. When's the best time to experience Santorini? It's in the evenings to see the sunset. So you're able to experience the Santorini sunsets. So this itinerary here is great if you have Greece in your bucket list because you get to see all of the main areas. And if you haven't noticed the itinerary, you get 2 stops in Turkey. So that is one of the main highlights of this itinerary, I'll be honest, is Turkey. And then Baltic, we've done really well in the Baltic. With this itinerary here, you actually, it's on the Don, so it is one of our smaller ships because we do have the 2 ships that do the Baltic. We have our big family ship, which is the Escape, which has all of the activities on the ship. So you have the rope, you have the plank, so great for families. That's what I would recommend if you are going to be doing this itinerary and you're doing it with kids and family, then I would choose the itinerary with the Escape. If you're liking more of the smaller ship, then I would choose this itinerary because it is on the Dawn. So this one here starts in Copenhagen. You go to Berlin, you get to Russia, Finland, you get to do St. Petersburg, We have an overnight in St. Petersburg, which is great. Estonia, and then you finish off in Sweden. So this is a very popular itinerary for us, and different options which the consultants at Expedia Cruises Red Deer can help you guys out with. And as I'd love to have you guys here all night to talk about all the ships and all the amazing itineraries we have. This is just an overview of all of the different ships we offer. We have 17 ships part of our fleet, and it keeps growing. As you can see, if I were to have you here all night, we would be talking about 58 itineraries just in Europe. Caribbean, we have 46, Asia, 37, Alaska, 17, and one that I want to really bring up with you guys is 4. So Africa. So if you have Africa on your bucket list, we have some amazing itineraries for Africa. So make sure you reach out to the consultants. Mexican Riviera, we have 6. South America, which I spoke a couple about this evening, we have about 6 of those. So as you can see, we have about 251 new itineraries for the next coming years. And then here's a list of all of our ships. So as you can see, we have big ships and we have more of the smaller ships. So if you're not into the big ships, we do have the option of our smaller ships. One note, also, all of our ships have gone through a complete dry dock the last couple of years. So for anyone that traveled on Norwegian, let's say 10, 15 years ago, and all you remember is the turquoisey, bright purple, pink carpets, those are all gone. So which is nice. Another exciting news that we have coming out very soon is our new ship, the Leonardo class. So the Leonardo class ship, she will be coming out middle of next year, so 2022. She's being built as we speak, and really, really excited. So make sure that you guys stay in touch with your consultants, because in the next couple of months, we have lots of exciting information coming out regarding our new ship. So this will be the first one. She'll be in 2022, and then each year we'll have another ship coming out under the Leonardo class, which in 23, 24, 25. So we are going to be very busy, so very exciting. And promotions, we all love our promotions. We have some fantastic promotions on right now. And right now, any bookings that you make with Expedia Cruises Red Deer, I'm also giving you an additional $50 US onboard credit for every stateroom, and also a bottle of wine and strawberry covered in chocolate. So right now, our promotion we have right now is the Free at Sea Plus. So it is one of the best promotions that we've actually had. So right now we have the 30% off all cruises, free airfare for the second guest. So if you're planning on doing Asia or Africa or the French Polynesian, now's the time to look, because with a second guest free airfare, some of the pricing is pretty much drop your mouth. You just like, really, that's the price? So it's a great value. We also are offering right now the free open bar, which is a value of $1,400. We have the specialty dining package, which is worth $160. We also have the excursions worth $200. With the excursion, if you're doing, let's say 7, 8 ports, the value is even higher. Free Wi-Fi, and then also free kids, which is again value of $1,000 worth. So if you add all that up, the savings is over $2,000 savings right now. The other nice thing, because I know that, you know, we're still sort of like hesitant of not knowing what's going to happen, our deposits are refundable. So if you look at one of the itineraries, oh my God, I love that itinerary, but I'm still not sure. Just remember that if you decide, you know, 140 days prior to your sailing that maybe, you know what, I'm just with everything not, then you do get your deposit refunded. But I am always telling everybody right now, space is very limited right now, just because of the reduced capacity for next year. So staterooms are selling really quickly, and I don't want you to be disappointed that the stateroom that you're wanting is not available. So this is just a list for the unlimited open bar. I always get the question is, oh, are your drinks, is it just like the cheap rum? Is it the cheap vodka? No, it's all name brand alcohol that we actually serve part of the free unlimited open bar. So just wanted to bring that up to everybody. And before I'm done, something that we've introduced is our cruise first. So for anyone that has sailed on Norwegian, you are aware of the cruise next. So what the cruise first is, you actually don't have to be on the ship to purchase these certificates. So right now, if you pay $150, we will actually give you a certificate valued of $300. So you're able to purchase up to 10 of these certificates, and you have up to 3 years to use the certificates. They are also transferable. So let's say, you want to, you have 10 certificates and you want to take your family. So you can actually transfer to your family. Just please make note that these are non-refundable, and they actually need to be purchased prior to making your reservation for a cruise. So always remember, buy your cruise first certificates and then make the booking. And the consultants at Expedia Cruises are able to purchase these for you. All they will need is your latitudes number, and they'll be able to purchase them for you. So don't miss out. It's free money. It's $150 of free money that we're giving you. And then again, like I said, you have 3 years to use these cruise first certificates. And now I'm going to show you a video so you can get excited about cruising.
We know a place where kids can be kids, adults can be adults, and families can get even closer. Norwegian gives families the perfect balance of group activities and solo adventures. Because let's face it, sometimes you just want to send your little brother to the plank. But then you remember the wise old phrase, families that slide together, stay together. Dry off and then dive into some lunch with the family. From burgers as big as your head to salads as fresh as that new tan. Share a teachable moment while getting your sugar fix. Now that everyone is sugared up, it's time for the kids to enjoy Splash Academy, Norwegian's fleet-wide complimentary youth program. And Entourage, the coolest teen lounge at sea. While the kids are at play, the parents can slip away to the spa, to the casino, to the shops, or to the sun. With Norwegian, you have the freedom to dine when and where you want. So if the table is hot, or you find yourself saying just one more store for the 3rd time, don't worry. The food will be ready whenever you are. As the sun falls, we pump up the entertainment. When it's time to retire the dancing shoes, retreat to accommodations ranging from adjoining family staterooms to balconies and luxurious suites in the Haven. Now sleep tight, for tomorrow is full of more excitement for the whole family. New days bring new and exciting destinations to discover. So lace up your sneakers or slip on some fins and make new family memories. Together. Laugh together. Play together. Cruise together.
And thank you. I'm gonna just stop sharing. Thank you so much, everyone.
That was so good. That was so good. Who doesn't want to get on?
All right.
Things like now.
I see these videos and I get sad because I just want to be on a ship.
Yeah. I've been very fortunate in my travel career to be able to sail on a few of your ships. And I was like, oh yes, I remember that. I remember the cavern. I remember going to the cavern. So that was.
We weren't together one time.
I think so.
Yeah.
But that story's for another time for sure.
Yes.
So I did have one of my amazing clients. She texted me. I want to make sure I remember my stuff. So she was asking about reservations, and I told her not for the dining room, but for the specialty restaurants. Yes.
Exactly. Yes. If you have a larger group, like a larger table, you can make reservations for the dining room.
Right. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. And we have a great question here. How do you anticipate accommodating all your guests for the shows, given your plans to block off seats? Oh, great question, Daryl.
Yeah, that is a very question. We're gonna have, well, we'll have a couple more shows throughout the evening. So we're adding more shows. So that's how we're gonna be able to allow everybody to see the shows, and also because we're going to be at reduced capacity, so there's not going to be as many guests on the ship, so it's going to make I think it's all going to level off.
Yeah, yeah. And your shows are absolutely
Mhm.
amazing. They are, well, Broadway shows, right? That you're spending $500 a ticket for. That's a part of the,
Well, you know what, exactly, and we actually have a studio actually in Fort Lauderdale, where all of our dancers and all of the performers, that's where actually they go and they do it all before they actually get on the ships. So
yeah. And for your Hawaii, just let everybody know that you guys do the Hawaiian Islands the best. I mean, that's
we're
that's
the only ones.
well, and you're the only ones that do
Yeah.
it year round, right? But it's not something that you can wait till last minute to book for Hawaii.
No, actually, and that's a really good point, Susan. We actually have Hawaii itineraries in the system already until 2024, just because it books out so in advance, that we are able to put it in the system until 2024 because we know there's not going to be changes because it's the same itinerary. We
And
have
it
guests that do it every year.
Yeah, and it is a little bit of a different experience because you are on land all day. You overnight in some of the ports, so it is a little bit of a different experience. But I mean, your consultant Expedia Cruises in Red Deer, they know all the differences, so they'll be able to explain it to you, and they will, just so that you know what you're getting into. Another great question is, tell us about your internet options. Have you upgraded the Wi-Fi on your older ships?
We have. So we've during dry dock we've upgraded all the Wi-Fi across all of the ships. So yes, we have.
So it's about as quick as you can get it at sea.
Exactly. You know what? When I go for work, I of course use the internet, and I do videos and I do FaceTime sometimes back at home because I'm a single mom, so I need to watch out all the time and FaceTime. And I've never had an issue. So yeah, we have upgraded the internet.
Okay, excellent. Any other questions? Well, we have Fatima online. No? Nope. Okay, awesome. So thank you, everybody. Oops, just a minute. Just about to go. With all the sanitation procedures in place, do you have to wear masks?
As of this minute, yes, but there will be a lot more information coming out very soon, I promise.
Yeah, yeah. They're really hoping that eventually, we'll be back as normal as can be. And the masks
Oh,
is
of course.
that they're entertaining to do, hopefully by this time, definitely next year, right? Hopefully it's
I hope
just a
so.
process, yeah. But things are changing as you guys are working with the CDC, that you guys are working well with all the other major cruise lines. All the cruise lines are working well on getting the safety procedures together, so it's not like one cruise line is off doing one thing and another is doing another. You guys have all joined forces, which has been a benefit of this, and working
Been
together so
fantastic.
you can everybody can get back to the water safely for all of our clients.
Mhm.
Handicap access on the ships. Can you quickly talk about that?
So we do have handicap staterooms, of course, available, and also like restrooms. So if you're at one of the restaurants and you need to go and use one of the washrooms, they all have stalls, and then of course we have the elevator. So yeah, all of our ships are made. So yes, so not a worry.
Right, awesome. Just one other question. I think I've got something else coming in. Anybody else have any questions while I'm waiting? No?
Hopefully next time I see you all, I'll be in the center.
Right? Yes, yes. On and off the ship. So it's easily accessible off the ship, or getting off the ship handicap, and then what happens after that?
Well, we normally have the ramps, right? So that's how we normally do the on and off the ship is with the ramps. Sometimes if we of course have the stairs going up, then you would go in through another door where we actually load, like the foods and all that kind of stuff. So that's how, but normally they have the ramp that goes right up. So.
Right. Yeah, I was with somebody that was in a wheelchair when we had to board, and yeah, it was like kind of went bypass the lineup and was able to be taken up in a special elevator and was treated really, really good. So that was great. So another question is, well, and I know this is going to be a subject that will be changing as we go along, but it's a great question to ask. Will guests be required to have vaccinations?
It's hard for me to say just because things are changing by the minute. So hopefully when we have our sail back to water announcement, we will have all of the answers for all of those questions. So
yeah, things are still changing so rapidly.
Yeah, it changes, like it changes every 5 minutes, right? Like CDC comes out with something, or it's yeah. I promise that when we come out with our back to water sail, we will have all the questions answered.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And of course, your team at Expedia will be all on top of it and
Yes.
will know exactly what's going on. But just because when you first start sailing, just because something's happening and that's requirements, that time doesn't mean that's what it's going to look like 6 months down the road.
You know what, exactly, right? And that we could be saying, it's just an example, we'll make masks mandatory, but maybe by next year, masks won't be mandatory, right? Like it's just like with our restrictions at home, right? Like they change every 20 minutes. So it's, in BC, we had everything open and now we're back to restrictions again. It's just, so it's sort of the same idea.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, awesome. Any other questions before I let everybody go? No? Okay, awesome. Thank you once again, Fatima. Thank you for everybody.
No, thank you.
Really appreciate this. Stay tuned. As I say, we've got many, many more of these events coming up, all the way blocked up until June. And I believe you're back with us in September, October, November,
I think,
something like that. So you'll be back with us as well. So thank you, everyone. Have a good night. Stay safe. Happy Easter. Hope
happy
Easter times, everybody. And stay safe, everyone. And thanks for joining us. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Have a good night.
Thank you.